Hey marketers, I've got some information that'll help make things go better with your clients. So as you probably know, I run the Matchmaker group at AdSkills. We have 344 digital marketers that you very possibly are one of them. And there's a pattern that I see of people working with companies that hire marketers where things don't go as well as everybody expects it's going to go. And it's almost always this. I know as a group you guys do a good job. As somebody providing marketing work, I do this all day, every week for over 20 years. Well, at least for the last 10 full time, but I've been doing digital marketing 20 years. It doesn't always go right. You cannot always win on every campaign. You can win on a lot of them, but you're not going to win on every campaign. What ends up happening is the person who hires you, the company that hires you, can be disappointed in the results if you don't tell them what to expect. Whenever we do work, we always say to them, we're going to be running this test and we're going to see if it works or not. We're going to run this test. We're going to see if it works or not. But we don't come in and say, yes, we're going to blow it up. We're going to, 20x your results, because I don't know that. We win a lot of the time. We win more than most people do. You win a lot of the time, but you don't win all the time. And so if they have an expectation of a certain result and you don't hit that expectation, they're going to be disappointed. It's going to create a bad relationship. It's going to create conflict and ultimately end up in you losing the work. So the most important thing I can possibly recommend is when you're first starting out, before you sign the contract, I know you want to get the first check. I know you want them to say yes. I know they want to hear all the yeses. Take the time to make sure they really understand, this is what this is what you want. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I can guarantee. This is what we're aiming for. But make sure you tell them if you can guarantee it or not. If you can guarantee them that you can make a landing page that's going to convert better than the one they've got, by all means, go ahead and tell them that. But if you're going to make a landing page and you think it'll be done by June 1st, but you're sure it'll be done by July 1st, tell them that. Tell them, I think it'll be done by June 1st, but I'm sure it'll be done by July 1st. And if you think it's going to probably convert better than the old one, I would tell them that. If you don't know if it's going to convert better than the old one, I just tell them, I'm going to test it. We're going to see if that, which is what I always do. We're going to test this, see if it works better or not. And if you make a promise, do everything you possibly can to accomplish that promise. But the biggest thing is setting expectations at the beginning that are appropriate, that you're sure of. So I'm sure I can do this, and I'm going to try to do this. This is my goal. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm sure I can do. And if you are very careful on the language on it, and remember, it isn't just what you decide or even what you put in writing. They can sign something and never read it. Make sure we take the time, we sit there and take the time to make sure that our clients actually really understand what we're all agreeing on that they can expect. And then if something comes along later in the agreement, say you're 3, 6 months, 9 months in, and they go, well, what about X? And you look back at all your notes and the agreements you've made and you're like, we never talked about X. We never discussed it. We don't know for sure. We never told you for sure what's going to happen for X. You don't know, I don't know. But now, at this moment, we can sit down and decide X. We're bringing it up. It's coming onto the table now. What do you want to do about X? What do you want? Here's what I can promise. And as long as you take the time, I'm talking maybe 1 or 2% of the time you put into a client should be focused on that. It's going to make their expectations very realistic. It's going to avoid disappointment. And maybe you're not going to get paid quite as much as you would have if you promised them the moon, but your client retention is going to be infinitely better. And in the long run, you're going to make a lot more money. That's it.